the change in stakes of the situation, and he's going to be replaced by Jacob Bostelman, the true sophomore from Parker, Colorado, and Ponderosa High School. Bostelman's 3-6 on the season, a 13-9 career record for him.
Quickly in on a leg. He wants the action tonight. You know, when you get your opportunity, you're going to make the most of it. And quickly on his offense right here.
Bostelman, who did compete despite being an underclassman in the Open division at the MSU Open earlier this year. He went 1-2 there in East Lansing.
Quickly gets that takedown. Quick work, and he's big for this weight class. He's got a large frame, taller.
Had the same result in the Northwestern home Open tournament. Ken Craft Midlands Championship, went 1-2 there as well. And he does actually have a Big Ten start earlier this year, a major decision loss at Purdue. So as far as a late substitution goes, a fairly experienced one.
You make the most of your opportunities when you're young here in the Big Ten Conference. It's tough to get him in there, but when Coach Storniolo can get his guys in there, he's always happy to do so.
Especially when you've got a wrestler like Max Mayfield, who has, in a way, as many miles on his body as he does, and the amount of wrestling he's done in his career. If you get an opportunity to give that guy a night off, that's probably not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, and you know, looking at Bostelman's track record this year, he's had to wrestle some tough guys, Jason Kreiser of Illinois and Joey Blaze, so two guys who are going to place high in the Big Ten Conference, so no stranger to good competition for sure.
But what a big confidence builder tonight, you'd have to think, for the Wildcats and what's been a tough season in the Big Ten to this point. 2 more duels to go before being able to compete in the conference championships on their home floor in this building. And they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row. Same time, same place a week from tonight.
And there's needs a mat return here to get the takedown. He's going to have to do it on the corner of the mat, try to bring him back. And he does, and now he's going to try to drive through. Can't keep him on his back, but a good takedown there for Sparty.
Bostelman did what he could to just try to plant that left leg into the mat, but good work in the end by Nivison. Nivison, a newcomer to the Michigan State program this year, the grad transfer from the University of Buffalo. Went 8-11 for the Bulls last year, 28-19, his 3-season record there. Coming back close to home, though, the Davison, Michigan native. And a stalemate.
And you love to see some guys who come back to the Big Ten Conference who, you know, there's some good wrestling everywhere, but this is the home of it. And, you know, test you out, see where you've gotten all these 4 years. But coming back home, and I think the Michigan State coaching staff is happy to have him.
Yeah, certainly, and this is a spot that's open in their roster. They've got DJ Shannon, the redshirt senior from Madison, Illinois, who's experienced in terms of how long he's been with the program, but not a guy who's seen a lot of action. And then they've got a redshirt freshman and a true freshman, and that's all at 165. So a good opportunity here to slot into the lineup as a grad transfer for Nivison.
And, you know, in the way that the NCAA works now, it's so tough to retain talent. And, you know, keeping the guys in your home state is so important. And even if you can't get them right out of high school, if you can bring them back, it's just so important for a wrestling program.
And he'll have a chance to, you know, you talk about the Big Ten being kind of the place to be in collegiate wrestling. He'll have a chance to show his stuff back here at Welsh Ryan in a couple weeks, under the brightest lights of Big Ten wrestling.
Should be a great time here at Welsh Ryan. There's going to be a ton of good matches at the Big Ten Championships. I'm fired up for it.
It's going to be a busy weekend. It's going to just be busy out here all the time. It's going to be 4 mats squeezed into this space one way or another.
Quad box.
1 minute remaining in the period.
1 minute to go in the second period here. 5-3 the lead, but not for long. There's a takedown for Bostelman.
Just so patient with his attacks right now. And see if he can get a ride out here. We haven't seen much of a ride out from either of these wrestlers. If he can ride him out here, that's going to be key for this match. Unable to do so.
Nivison gets the escape point. This duel was tied 9 apiece at the halfway mark through 5 matches. It has been all cats since. Nivison looking to change that piece of the narrative and have the Spartans leave here tonight on a high note. Time winds down here in period number 2. 2 minutes to go here tonight at Lost Ryan. And 6-all, so still something to wrestle for here at 165.
There's always something to wrestle for here as we get a good look at that takedown, just the control, the drive, able to wrap around and get the 3-point takedown. But man, you tell a wrestler there's not anything to wrestle for, they'll shove it right back in your face.
Especially for a guy like Bostelman who didn't think he was going to be out there tonight.
Yeah, and as a wrestler, if a coach tells you to be ready, you're always ready. So there's never that doubt in your mind. You watch these duels and, you're never sitting back as, you never want to be the guy who's not ready when you're going. So, I know Coach Storniello always has his guys ready to go, but when it is time, you better take advantage of it.
This has been a very consistent Wildcats lineup. The only change before tonight they had made in all of the Big Ten slate was last time out, that change at 125 with Patrick Adams subbing in. Otherwise, it's been the same 10 guys. So a rare opportunity, but one he's got to take if he can, Bostelman.
And he does, and that opportunity's right on that leg right here, but good hips there. You see coaching from both sides right now. I bet we see a stalemate quickly, but get back to their feet.
Still 6-all, riding time not going to matter. And whistles for blood as a streak of red across the right cheek of Jay Nivison necessitates a stoppage.
They're going to fix him up. Tried a little shuck and by right there, but that was a good attack from Bostelman.
I want to take a quick moment here to shout out our crew tonight at Northwestern. They're pulling double duty. There was a women's lacrosse home game that started at the exact same time back over on main campus here as this wrestling meet. So a lot of effort being put in behind the scenes tonight that you don't see here on the broadcast. So a big thank you and a big shout out tonight to the entire behind the scenes crew.
Absolutely. Student U. Love to see all the work everyone can put in for this.
And love to see so many people, undergrads in particular, so invested in, the high quality of these productions and getting involved. 30 seconds to go, although we might have some extra the way this is going. PA revving up the crowd who've grown a bit quiet here in the late stages.
Well, the club kids, they haven't gone quiet yet. They're excited. They're backing up these Wildcats. Get some more blood time, though, quickly.
And go figure, in a duel that's already decided, the final match of the night goes in this fashion. Tied, multiple injury stoppages.
Both guys want it. You can't, it can sometimes be tough putting your foot on the line when, there's no team implications there, but you still want to get it done for yourself or your team, and, both sides really want to get it done for their guy.
And safe travels to the Michigan State Spartans on their relatively short commute up to Madison from here. If you're going to do double duty on a weekend in the Big Ten, that's not a bad way to do it.
Yep. See a lot of those trips. We saw a couple weekends ago, Minnesota did the same. It's easy to knock out 2 in one weekend. You're going to get it done.
Ten seconds.
It's in on a leg, but couldn't get through with it.
Stalling warning for Nivison. And the time runs out. And we'll go to sudden victory. Of course, the only time we've gone to this before tonight, we went through 2 minutes, we went through 2 30-second periods, and we saw a decision from the referees because the only scoring that happened was 1 escape each in the extra overtime periods.
Yeah, that was a fun match, and Halverson from start to finish was the aggressor. Got to give credit to him, and those are the matches we talked about. John Halverson getting a toss-up matchup. We knew Northwestern was going to be favored in a lot of those, but that was one you weren't really sure what was going to happen. Great poser from the veteran, the hometown kid, John Halverson.
Meanwhile, these guys will both be looking for an exclamation point rather than a grind-out sort of situation that we saw at 184.
This is a tough position to score in. Can he get that ankle free? Now it's Michigan State in a good position. That's close to a takedown, and they're going to give it to him.
And that is how the night will end. Michigan State gets a decision victory in sudden victory for Jay Nivison, and that will wrap it up. But in the end,